All right, let's get it. Got the Cowboys on the clock right now. And then we got the Cleveland Browns going to finish up the first round for the Browns and see how they're going to round out the first round draft picks that they have. You know, with Spencer Fano, the tackle in the first, with the first pick after trading that pick, that number 6 pick for the number 9 pick to the Chiefs, but they picked up an additional 2 picks later in the draft, which I think was a good thing. So they still could have got Fano, which if that was the guy that they targeted all along, they could have got him at 6, and they still get him at 9, but they pick up 2 extra picks. I think that was a good move by Andrew Berry, the GM for the Cleveland Browns. So just a recap right there. We'll pull this up so we can go across. Matter of fact, let's just recap it like this. Got Mendoza went first, of course. Let me see who's checking in with me right now. Who Carolina pick up? Carolina just picked up Big Freeling, the tackle from Georgia, which I think was a good pickup from them. Monroe Freeling was who they picked up. Any questions, y'all let me know in the chat right now because everybody not watching are able to watch the way that other people are. So, matter of fact, I wonder if I could bring that picture up right there for y'all. Let me see if I could do that. Let's see. Yep. I'll just send that to myself and put that on the screen. But that was a good pickup for Carolina, I think. Monroe Freeling still has, 6'7" offensive tackle, still has a ways to go as far as they were saying his technique, but I think that's, let me see. All right, there we go. Put this up here. Let everybody get up in here right now while we do that. Let's go, Browns. Let me see. Save, save, save. All right, here we go. Here's the first round right here. So far. Yeah, I'm back then, Danny. D.D. Waters. Oh, now any word on what they going to do with Jimmy Horn? No. I think he's still on the roster, right? Or is he on practice squad right now? I think Jimmy Horn good. Let's see. Cowboys. See what the Cowboys, their pick is in at 23. Next pick will be the Browns. Best available. Cowboys could go safety right now, or they could go cornerback. I like McCoy. That would be a good pick for them at the cornerback out of Tennessee. That's the first round right there so far for everybody wanting to know. See what the Browns do, baby. See what we do. Are we going to protect Shador? We're going to give him a weapon. We're going to give him some firepower. What would you do right here if you guys were drafting for the Browns? Would y'all protect Shador more or get him some weapons to play with now on the outside or in the backfield, wherever? Just get him some explosive players out there. That's what I would do. I like the safety from Oregon also. I don't keep saying that, but I'm going to go with a different position right here. Then Danny said O-line. I like that O-line. Let's see what the commissioner has to say. Here's the pick. UCF, Malachi Lawrence. Man, he had 7 sacks last year. Right at 20 sacks on his career. Malachi Lawrence, 6'4", 250 out of Louisville, Kentucky, is the pick for the Cowboys. All right, so now let's go look at where do you think the Browns will go, guys? You got a lot of good players still on the board right here. I like McCoy, but let's see. We're going to go offense. You got Denzel Boston still there. Omar Cooper, the wide receiver from Indiana. Evian Terrell. Oh, man. You got some safeties there out of Toledo, Ohio. Emmanuel McNeil Warren. Not sure if he's going to be a first rounder, though. 6'4", 201 pounder. Man. Let me see here, man. I like Dylan Thieneman out of Oregon for the Browns. You could get some help in that defensive backfield back there. You like Jamar McCoy, who could play on the other side of Denzel Ward. You could possibly trade this pick back a couple. If you're looking at the wide receiver spot, who's available? Denzel Boston, number 1, 6'4", 212 pounds. I like him. Not sure what he ran the 40 in, though. Then you go look at Omar Cooper, right there out of the Midwest, explosive wide receiver, lines up primarily in the slot, though, but also has experience flexed out wide, can be explosive with good initial burst and acceleration off the line of scrimmage. Cooper mostly threatens with his vertical presence in zone coverage. He does a good job of finding the soft spots in the defense. In man coverage, he plays off of defenders' leverage to create separation, though he's not always efficient in getting out of breaks. But let's see what they're going to do with this pick. Maybe Denzel Boston right here. You get number 4 wide receiver, or you go O-line again. Let me see, O-line. You already got tackle. Now you can go both offensive tackles from Utah and go Caleb Lomu right here. I'm not sure if they would do that, but you could really solidify that offensive line. You go Lomu right here. The offensive line for Utah was pretty good, but I wouldn't that cohesiveness right there would be good. I think Lomu still has to get stronger. He has very good feet and solid change of direction. He plays with good balance and functional movement skills, allowing him to mirror and sustain in pass protection. When bull rush, he can anchor with a good bend, not break mentality. Though Lomu generally shows good hand placement, he does not have the strongest hands, which can lead to issues sustaining blocks. We can't have that. I like KC Concepcion. We shall see. KC will be the next pick for Cleveland. KC Concepcion, who you think? Or Kansas City? Is that what you're saying? I like KC Concepcion. That would be my guy. I don't know if I would pick him this early, but I don't know if he'll be there for their next pick. But he averaged 15 yards per catch, led the Aggies in yards, receptions, and receiving touchdown last year, 6 foot 195. I like this pick right here. If they have to take him right here, I like him. I also like Zach Branch as my wide receiver, a shorter wide receiver that can play inside. So we'll see right here where they go. I think he's more explosive, and that's what they need right now, a number 1 type wide receiver, which is KC Concepcion. Let me know what you thinking, because I will be celebrating if this one. KC is my pick. Love that young man, Bianca said. Okay, Browns going KC. What y'all thinking? They're on the clock right now. Cleveland Browns. Get Shedeur Sanders a weapon right here, coach. Or you can shoe up that offensive line even more with Lomu. The thing is, I think they already have pretty much projected starters for the offensive line for the Browns. And you add in a rookie, you add in a vet that the 2 vets that they added. Denzel Boston or KC Concepcion. Who do y'all think? Who would be y'all pick? Or do you go somewhere else? El Hombre Negro said a weapon. I would go Boston. Number 2 needs somebody to catch 50-50 balls for him. I like that. I like somebody, forget the 50-50 balls, get open 50, to where it's not a 50-50 ball. Get open. Get separation. That's what I think Concepcion does. We need a fast wide receiver, a fast switch wide receiver for the Browns that can create separation rather than those 50-50 balls is what I'm looking at, is what I would be looking at. Cooper is an option also. I'm not sure if Cooper ran in the 40, but he's definitely an option. He can make plays. Him and Concepcion, the same type of receivers. Here we go. I picked Chico Cleveland, UAB tight end. That's right, then, Danny. Give me some money. I would have got paid, then, Danny. Like Eddie Murphy right now on Coming to America. Oh, here's the pick for the Browns. KC. Yeah. Great pick for the Cleveland Browns right here. And KC Concepcion. That's what I'm talking about. I got him on my Madden team in my franchise, and that's who I was hoping they would get, and that's exactly who I got. Y'all put some double S2s in the chat for KC Concepcion going to play with Shedeur Sanders. 61 receptions, 919 yards last season, 9 touchdowns, 15.1 yard average for this explosive wide receiver. Had a lot of yaks. That's yards after the catch or contact. 53 for 460. 71 for 839 and 10 touchdowns in his first season in 2023. That's a big-time haul, big-time get for the Cleveland Browns, and they still have more picks later in this draft. So amazing job by Andrew Berry, the GM. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all let me know what y'all thinking in the chat right now. Put y'all reactions in the chat right now. KC Concepcion. It's the pick for the Cleveland Browns after getting Big Spencer Fano, the tackle from Utah. Shouts out to Utah. Shouts out to Big Spencer Fano. Saludos. Yes, sir. ESPN showing some film on that dude. Yep. I could pull it up right now. Let me pull it up. My bad. I should have pulled that up too, coach. My bad. I'm going to get you in a second. KC Concepcion. Here we go. Here's some footage from KC right here, just in case y'all ain't see none. We'll pull some for ya. Show you how we do it. Shout out to Coach Bill Cowher. Steeler fans in the building. Oh, no. But, yeah, this kid here is explosive, though. Can really go up and get the ball. Can get that separation, which is what you need for the Cleveland Browns. Get open and give your quarterback a window to throw the ball to. You know what I mean? Let's listen to what they had to say about Concepcion.
I mean, I think it can get better, but there's going to be occasional one.
You can catch all the jugs you want, but
this guy's pretty special with the run after the catch. So
he is. Yeah, I'm not saying him in general. Like when people say their hand, you just worry about the drops. It's not something where you drop the ball a bunch in college, all of a sudden you get in the league and you never drop it again.
No, it's there. It's real. I mean, there's a depth perception type of thing, and so you checking the eyesight and things like that, concentration. But it can get better, obviously, just through time, through repetition, and doing some of the things. And again, I think some of these times just checking the eyes and making sure that your
real
vision
like
is
Rick Wild.
I love to see Spencer Brown on the Browns. Me too. That'll be a great pickup for the Browns if they can get him undrafted or at the end of this draft. That would be huge for the Cleveland damn Browns, dog. But overall, I'm going to go ahead and give them an A+ for this first round of the draft. Why? Because of what they've done so far. They traded back. They got extra picks. And they got the 2 players that I'm sure they had targeted coming into this draft. They got, I would say, the number 3. Let me see. Let me see where they had them ranked at on this ESPN board. I think they had them ranked number 4 wide receiver, actually. If we get the number 4 wide receiver and the number 1 tackle, we had our pick at whatever offensive lineman we wanted. And you went with the one off the board. You pick Fano, that you had your pick of the litter as far as offensive line go, and then you pretty much had your pick of the litter wide receiver also. So, hey man, great first round for the Cleveland Browns. You can't ask for too much more. Let me go here. KC Concepcion, you see right there. That's a big ad for those shoes too. Let's see. There we go. Go to my chat right quick. Need a QB now, Browns. Man, are you crazy, El Nombre? Bears, Dylan, Thaney. I like that pick right there for the Bears. Big time pick. Now let me go look at the Browns right here. Let y'all see the picks that they have coming up and the picks that they've already made. Like I said, Spencer Fano, Big Oos right there from Utah. And then you go with the number 24 pick, you get KC Concepcion. Tomorrow will be the second round where they'll have, so far they have one pick at number 7. 2 picks, second and third round, I think. 2 picks in the third round in 6 and 10. Then in the fourth round, you have the number 7 pick. So with 6 and 10 in the third, you could probably, if you really want to get in the second round, you could trade those 2 picks and get in the second round. That way you'll have 2 picks in the second round. You might not have any then in the third. So would you trade 2 for 1 to move up? We'll see what he does. But you got 3 picks now tomorrow, and that would be big if they can go ahead and add in another. You might be able to get Lomu, the other tackle that came from Utah. Let me pull this back out. You might be able to get him now. If you look at the best available, I think he'll get out of that first round. With the guys that's left, you got a lot of defenders left. You got safeties right here left, cornerbacks. Still have those 2 wide receivers. That's huge. Keldrick Falk from Auburn. The edge definitely going to go in the first. Peter Wood should go in the first. Shouts out to Birmingham, Alabama. Caden McDonald from Ohio State, D tackle. And then Caleb Lomu right there can fall to the Browns at the number 7 spot in round 2 when they pick. Colton Hood. Shouts out to Colton Hood. I think he might go first round. He might go at the end of the first. Let me turn this up. He might go end of the first. Thieneman. Dylan Thieneman. Big pick right there. Another guy who I like at that safety spot. Now, let's get back down to business for the Cleveland Browns. Peter Woods will be huge to grab. Now, we got to just think about Peter Woods and if you think about the Browns position right now, like I said, after all these picks, how many picks left? Maybe 9 more picks left, 8 or 9 more picks left in the first. So let's say it goes in order right here, and they go. Now you're going to have, that's outside would be Caleb Lomu. Colton Hood can be added. Anthony Hill Jr., that's my linebacker right there who I want to go and be next to Carson Swessinger for the Browns. What? You can still get Anthony Hill Jr. at with number 7 in the second round? And then you got 2/3. Oh, Eli Stowers is my tight end. If you want another wide receiver type tight end, now the first one went with Oregon with Sadiq. Now this kid right here, 6'4", 239. He's a big tight end, but he's a big wide receiver, should I say, in a tight end's body. And look at who his comp is, Harold Fanning Jr. So if they want to add another weapon for Shador that would help the run game and some protection too, but also moving the chains like we saw Harold Fanning do, and we know that Joku is gone. Man, I'm going Eli Stowers right there. My second round pick. That's where I'm going because I want to be dynamic on offense. I'm not just going to go offensive lineman right here. If I can get a dynamic tight end, hopefully he's not gone. And that's where I'm going. Y'all let me know what y'all think about Eli Stowers right here at the tight end position. Colton Hood could still be there. Anthony Hill Jr., another good player for the Browns that could still be. They're in a good position to get another good player if you're the Cleveland Browns. From my top picks would be available, possibly would be Peter Woods, Caleb Lomu, Colton Hood, Anthony Hill Jr., and Eli Stowers, with Eli being my wild card guy. Will be my wild card guy. Out of those, one of those guys will be available for you, or several of them, and you'll have to take your pick right there. That's where I'm going. Now, let me see exactly how many picks. Like I said, they have the second round pick and then 2/3. All right. Like I said, another one of my favorite players is Zachariah Branch. There he is, Zach Branch, right there, wide receiver out of Georgia. So you can get creative. CJ Allen, the linebacker out of Georgia. You can get creative and still get a couple of good players. A couple of good players right here if you're the Cleveland Browns. Patrick said, I like that Eli pick. I'm telling you now. And then Eli and Anthony Hill Jr. will really help this team. But ideally, let's just say I got to pick just from those 3 picks that they have, second and third round. All right. And they stay put, right? They stay put. And these guys are available. It's going to be a hard push for me to go ahead and say, I'm going to go with, out of these guys that's left right here, who would y'all pick? But I'm going to tell you mine. Out of these guys right here, and looking at the Browns roster, right? Let's see, Browns roster. Pull that up. Browns roster update depth chart. Spencer Fano adds certainty to new group. At the end of the day, the Cleveland Browns selection was indeed an offensive tackle, Spencer Fano, the first offensive lineman off the board. The Browns traded down with the Kansas City Chiefs, adding 2 picks later in the draft, and still were able to get the first tackle off the board. Exactly what I just said. So Fano was seen as the safest prospect on the offensive line this year, other than, in my opinion, Ioane, a big interior lineman from Penn State. Fano was seen, while he doesn't have the longest arms, he is technically sound and very athletic. This year's draft has a number of other tackles that were available with higher upsides, but Fano had the highest floor of all of them, is what they were looking at. At the NFL Combine, GM Andrew Berry talked about how the Chicago Bears revamped their offensive line last year and how the Baltimore Ravens line was successful with different types of players. During free agency, Berry added a number of offensive linemen and retained Tevin Jenkins. That's the left guard who played last year. I think he was hurt a lot more. The Browns also have DeJuan Jones looking to return from injuries at their right tackle spot. The Texans just selected Keelan Rutledge. Now, with Fano in place, the Cleveland offensive line continues its change from last year. Offensive line depth chart for the Cleveland Browns look like this. Let me pull it up. Offensive line depth chart for the Cleveland Browns looks like this now. Left tackle, Spencer Fano, DeJuan Jones, Jack Conley, Jeremiah Byers. At the left guard, you got Zion Johnson and Kendrick Green. Center, Luke Whippler, Kingsley Ugokun. Right guard, Elton Jenkins. That was a big pickup right there. Elton Jenkins. I think he came over from the Packers. Packers. And then you have Tevin Jenkins also coming back from injury. I think they feel like they're okay at that interior lineman spot as far as the guard goes, right guard and left guard. Zion Johnson, and then Jenkins, and then Zach Zenter, who played a lot last year, also should be a lot better this year. They might feel like they're okay at their interior lineman spot. Then they shored it up with the left tackle in Fano. You brought in Titus Howard, free agent from the Texans, right? You still got big KT Livingston, who should be able to play better than he played last year. And then you got Tyree Phillips. That offensive line might be feeling a little bit better than a lot of people might be thinking out there. All right. Let me see. With 10 more picks, Barry could continue to add to the offensive line right now. El Hombre Negro said, them other coaches want picks. You picking too much, Chico. What you talking about? The defensive line wants some folks too. Oh, you mean I'm picking too much on offensive side? I don't know. Whatever you talking about, dog. Come in again so I can see what you're talking about. All right. But that's the offensive line depth chart right there for the Cleveland Browns as of right now. Okay. And let me see. Go back here. Big final right there. So with the picks that they have left, 10 picks that they have left, and 1 in the second round and 2 in the third for the Cleveland Browns, I think it's safe to say that looking at the offensive line, I just looked at, I'm going to go get some playmakers now. I'm going to get some playmakers. And the playmakers who I'm eyeing now are, they're going to be on the offensive side of the ball, but you got 7, 6, and 10 coming up. All right. So you're going to have some early picks that you can get some good guys in. Best available, I'm going to go with, once again, I'm sticking with that Eli Stowers pick. And then if I have to drop down some more, I think Zach Branch could still be there. Let me go on this second page right here and look at some guys and bring them up for you too. My bad. I'm bring them up for you. Not that one, but this one. Not that one, but this one. That's right. All right. Jadarian Price from Notre Dame. All right. This page right here, all of these guys should still be there. TJ Parker would still be there. What? Come on, man. You're going to have some guys that's still on the board that you can get in that third round also. These should be guys that's still in the third round right here. D'Angelo Pons out of Indiana, the DB. Come on, man. There's some ball players on this list right here. So Browns will have a chance to make some guys, to pick some guys that's going to be some playmakers and difference makers. And it's going to start with this right here. This guy moves like a wide receiver, catches like a wide receiver, runs like a wide receiver, plays like a wide receiver, but can step in there and block also. So that's who I would take. He would have the same impact, at least like Harold Fanning Jr. did last year. Shouts out to Vanderbilt. Chico going offense only. ¿Por qué? No, I'm not. Here's Storrs highlights right here. Some highlights from Storrs. The reason why I like him so much. Check him out. Line up in that H-back spot. Get him the ball and get upfield. He's making guys miss. He'd have like an 89. If he was on Madden, he'd have like an 89 to a 90 speed, dog. That's how special he is, I think, at that tight end spot. Eli Storrs. If he don't go in the end of the first round, look out for him with the Browns. All right? I've been on here way too long. I was supposed to be on here about 10 minutes, dog. I'll be back with some more, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think. We'll be back with a full recap on the morning run, TMR Live. Y'all look at the screen down there. Look at the ticker down there. If you're tuning in, please go to mybookie.ag and use the promo code BiggDoggg. That's BIGGDOGG, BIGGDOGG. Use that promo code. As soon as you get a chance, use that promo code. Go to that website, mybookie.ag, and rock with your dog. Let me know when you do it, too. I got something for you, all right? mybookie.ag. Also go to unclechico.myshopify.com and use the promo code TMR, where you can go in there and use and get all of the discounts right now. Limited merch available right now on unclechico.myshopify.com. Appreciate y'all rocking with your dog. Check out Prime Parents coming up available right now. Go look at all of the playlists, all of the videos on the playlist available right now. And until next time, man, y'all know what to do. Hit the like, subscribe, comment, all the other good stuff. It's Biggest Dog, Chico to the scene, the place to be. I'm gonna be up and about this thing. Yeah, y'all. Shout out to Den Danny. See y'all tomorrow for the morning run. Let's go.